Hi everybody! So today I am finally talking about how to connect with your higher self. How this all started with me, I actually think that this started a long time ago, that I was connecting with my higher self, but I didn't realize it back then, maybe in high school. But anyway, when I finally became aware of it, something within me told me to just grab a notebook, start writing. So that's exactly what I did. At the time I was very stressed out, and I guess I must have had a lot of questions, and I just needed reassurance and guidance. So this is what ended up happening. Back in 2019, July 2019, which is kind of funny because we're in July 2021 now, I grabbed this journal. It's literally like torn up and everything. I just grabbed what I had. I got a red pen because I didn't even have like black ink. How did I connect? Honestly, I didn't really think about it. I kind of just started writing. So my higher self helped me write something that is going to help me again in the future, but also others, on how to connect. And this is what I wrote. It says, if you catch yourself worrying about the future, write down the day, time, what's worrying you, and then write down what you can do to make it better. Later you can go back to it and see if the issue was resolved. So basically, if you're in a spot that you don't know how to resolve things, well actually let's take it back. Let's say you're worried about some future life plan. Go ahead and write down what it is that you're worried about, and then the next thing that you write is what you can do to get yourself not out of that situation, but how to make yourself feel better in that moment in time. And so this is also what I wrote. Be present in every moment. Think in the moment. Ground yourself in the present. Practice mindful thinking. And this is going to help you worry less and be more productive every day. Remember that nothing in life is permanent, so don't take things so seriously. Enjoy every moment, be thankful, try to find peace within your chaos, even if it really hurts. So basically, if you're going through a situation that you're very uncomfortable with, like for example, a few years ago, I stood up to my boss at the time, and I told this person that what they were doing wasn't legal. I'm not going to talk about what was happening exactly, but this was the first time that I stood up to my boss, and we had this whole meeting with our other employees that worked with me and her and like some higher up person, and I had to sit there and tell her what I believed. And during that moment, it was very uncomfortable, but I grounded myself in the present moment. I was just very firm. I knew that what I was doing was the right thing. I knew I had to do this. And I just kind of cleared my thoughts. It's almost as if my higher self kind of came in and represented me during the whole thing. It's kind of funny, but I feel like the entire room, as I was talking and as I was staring into my boss's eyes, I feel like the entire room just started to turn white. Like I was protected by this white cloud. And it was just so nice. It was a really, really awesome experience, even though it was scary and I ended up getting fired. But I'm just so thankful for that moment because it led me to where I am now. And I wouldn't have been able to do that if it hadn't been for my higher self. And writing this, which actually I think I might have written this after that happened. So sometimes you don't even have to write down to connect with your higher self. You can literally just ground yourself, sit down, kind of just like let the thoughts come to you. Your higher self almost sounds like yourself giving advice to your best friend. So you have to, if you have a very hard time with thinking of yourself in a good way, or thinking of yourself as your best friend, take yourself out of the picture. Pretend you're writing to someone else. Some people do have a hard time with giving themselves good advice, And in that case, you really need to change the way you think. You need to start thinking more positive. And I know that lately I've been seeing things on Instagram where people are saying that being positive all the time isn't necessarily a good thing. But I feel like it is. I mean, as long as you're always able to come back. I know as we go through experiences, we might end up in a position where we feel negative and we feel scared and whatnot. But that's where remembering your higher self comes to play. Remembering that you're always protected. At least that's how it's been in my experience. I cannot talk for anyone else. This is just me talking from my own experiences and me trying to help others that are watching this. So yeah, so literally all you have to do, or all I had to do to connect with my higher self was grab a pen, start writing, write down what I'm worried about. You don't always have to write down how to make yourself feel better in that moment. I think you just kind of learn. Another example, recently, my next worry, now that I'm an owner of a business, I'm at this point where I've been given the opportunity to potentially hire my first legit employee. And so that's my next thing that I'm kind of worried about, because I feel like it's kind of happening very, very soon. Or the way things have happened to me have just happened so fast. And so I don't know if I'm ready, but at the same time, as I'm connecting to my higher self, even without writing, I feel like my advice from my higher self is telling me or asking me, how fast do you want to be successful? Like, how soon do you want it to happen? You want it to happen now? Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Dive into your fears and see where it takes you. Without being able to think positively, it's going to be very hard to make things happen that you want to happen. Like, if you are constantly beating yourself and telling yourself like, oh, I want to accomplish this, but it's not gonna happen for me, like there's no way, or no, that's too hard, it's not gonna happen. If you think like that constantly, that's negative. That's a very negative way of thinking. If you constantly think that way, how are you expecting to make your dreams a reality? Like, you have to change the way you think. So let your higher self help you. And it's, like I said, it's different for everybody. It might not be through writing. You might not even have to write. It's as easy as having a good thought. Those good thoughts, that's your higher self. That's you connecting with your higher self. Your higher self always knows best. So always look inwards for answers. You don't have to look outwards. You don't have to ask other people. You can just look inwards, because you are going to know what's best for yourself, or at least your higher self will. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go. So, okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this here. I hope this helped, and I look forward to making more videos. Bye.